So you're looking for that perfect light fixture, the crown jewel of your project and the one that brings everything all together. But with so many options at so many different price points, it's really hard to figure out what light fixture is going to work best. So today I'm giving you my 5 top tips to get the perfect light fixture for your room. So tip number 1, how to bring light fixtures in an open floor plan that do not match but go together. You hear the interior designers talk about how they're supposed to relate to one another, and you already use this skill. If you met me in real life and then you met my sister, your mind would instantly start to figure out how we are related. You would be comparing, do they have the same hair color? Do they have the same shaped face? Are they the same height? And it's the same thing with light fixtures. See how my dining room light has glass and then my kitchen light has a shade? But if you put them side by side, there's something that relates to them. And in my light fixtures, it's the dark finish and it's the chain coming down. Now they are different shapes for sure, but because they share the same finish and the same chain, they are related but do not match. And the same thing goes for my little sister. She has the same inflections in her voice and she laughs just like me. And so if you speak to us, we feel related, but we look very different. She's beautiful and she's got dark, rich hair and she's a lot shorter than I am. And I love you, little mama. And so we do not look a lot alike, but there are things that make us feel related. And that's what you want to go when you're picking out your light fixtures. They can be different shapes. There just has to be relating elements that bring them both together. So tip number 2 is how to get high-end lights for less. Now, when you go out there and you're looking for light, it sort of feels like when I tried to get snarls out of my daughter's hair. I'm not quite sure how to start, and I know it's going to be painful. But the same thing is when I go to HomeSense or HomeGoods and I look up at all these like light fixtures high up and jumbled in the air, and I start to just not want to go through the process. But what I would like you to do is let the designers and the high-end stores curate your selections. Go over to Circa Lighting, Studio McGee, Rejuvenation, and start to look at all the light fixtures that they're bringing in because they've already curated the silhouettes that are really in style. And then print out this picture. And when you're shopping online or you're going out to HomeGoods, you're holding up that picture and you're noticing that the silhouette is the same, and that makes it, the light in HomeGoods, a dupe, or the light on the Home Depot website, a lot less version of the really high end. Now, I also did this with my friend recently. I sent her a bunch of really high end light fixtures and told her, don't look at the price. She fell in love with this one from Serena and Lily, and I could hear her yelling from Virginia about the price. And I said, no, just tell me what you like, because there's a lot of light fixtures that are dupes and that are a lot less. So what I did was then we went on Wayfair and bought her this light for a lot less. That is how you curate your search. You let the professionals, you let the high-end stores pick out what's in style and cool, then you find which one you want, and then you find the one for a fraction of the cost. Tip number 3, your lights have to fit your space. Too many times, like people bring in too small rugs, people bring in too small of light fixtures. And I get it, because there's usually a 20% restocking fee. They're hard to box up, so everybody chooses one that definitely fits in the space. However, when the light is the right size and actually just a little bit oversized, and in some instances really oversized, it really brings in like that high design feel and high impact. So tip number 4 is thinking of lighting as artwork. Now, I love lighting because lighting actually sets the whole vibe of the room, and having different lighting options to be able to turn on and off really changes the atmosphere as you go throughout your day. Now, when I was designing my office, I put this massive window in there. And what I did was I lifted up the window because I didn't want cars in the parking lot to like drive up to my desk. But I knew I had this like section on the left-hand side, and I didn't want to add another box of an artwork to compete with the already boxy window. So I really just thought, hey, if I add a really cool light fixture just to fill the space and create interest, dangerous and break all the lines, that would bring a huge impact and save me on having to figure out what to do on that blank wall with artwork. So right there in my office is a great example of how you want to think outside of the box and use lighting as actual artwork. So my last tip number 5, is I want you to picture yourself sitting next to your Christmas tree at the holiday time. Picture yourself having a cup of coffee or having a glass of wine, and then you love the glow of that Christmas tree. If you're anything like me, then you literally get so sad when that light source leaves your home. But here, my tip number 5, I want to tell you that light source doesn't have to leave. What I'm recommending is you to bring in portrait lights, or what's called painter lights, over your artwork, even over family photos. And at first you probably feel like, oh, that stuffy Northeastern girl from Connecticut wants me to light it up like it's old fashioned, but they make such modern and wonderful lights that go over paintings, and they do them with batteries that don't have to be hardwired in, and they make modern sleek profiles. But what that they actually do is they give you such a soft glow throughout your house and really highlight your artwork and take your whole house to the next level. And then you will be able to have that glowy light in your house, not just around the holidays, but all throughout the year. So there you have it. There's my 5 tips to really elevate the light in your room and how to find that perfect light fixture. Remember, don't match your lights, have them relate. Make sure that they fit the space and then they're quite impactful. Use the designers and the high-end websites to find the silhouettes that are on trend and then get them for less. Think about light fixtures as artwork to give your eye a break and add interest to the room. And lastly, try those portrait lights. Really try to get that soft glow throwing throughout your house to give you that calm and amazing feeling that we love around the Christmas time. I hope you find these tips helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.